Hi there, my name is Christy, and this is Knitting by the Bay, a making podcast where I talk mostly about knitting, but sometimes other crafts that I might be into at the moment. Today's episode I'm calling my Dream 9. So I know a lot of other knitters are putting together a Make 9 list for 2025, and I don't really like to do that because I don't like to put a lot of pressure on myself to necessarily make all of these patterns this year. And to be honest with you guys, I probably won't make all of these patterns, but I'm hoping to make a few of them. So that's why I'm calling it my Dream 9. These are sort of some patterns that I've been dreaming of, and I wanted to share them with you guys, maybe to give you some inspiration. I have a few patterns on here that are quite popular, so you've probably seen them already, but I have more that are not as popular. They're newer to me. And they don't have a ton of projects on Ravelry for some of them as well. So I was hoping to share those with you guys to maybe give you some inspiration for some other lesser known patterns. So I will start by talking about the sweater that I'm wearing. This is the home cardigan. It is a pattern by Kadri that I knit last year. I knit mine using Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool in the color Brown Heather, and I held that together with Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in the color Linen. And it's a beautiful oversized cardigan with a drop shoulder. And I knit mine a bit longer than what she shows in her pattern sample. And I also decided to leave off the buttons and buttonholes because I just wanted a sort of wrap cardigan that was like blanket style, very easy to wear. And I usually wear my cardigans open. I don't always button them up. I usually don't. So I just thought I'll just leave those off. It'd be easier to knit. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was a lot of fun, very, very easy pattern to understand and follow. And it knit up super quickly because it's a bulky weight sweater. Okay, so let's get into the patterns that I've chosen for today. The first one is a very popular one. It's the Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. This is a sweater where you knit with two strands of mohair held together. I've never knit something with just mohair before, so that's very interesting to me. A lot of people have made this. There are almost 10,000 projects on Ravelry, and I'm sure a lot more people have knit this and haven't posted to Ravelry. So yeah, it's very, very popular. It's knit top down in stockinette with two strands of mohair, and you knit it using a US 7 needle or 4.5 millimeter. And it has a very deep rounded V, which I really like, and it has I-cord edges on it. It looks like it would be a really nice spring sweater to wear, spring blouse. I'm not sure about the two strands of mohair, if that would be itchy or not, especially once it gets a little bit warmer out. But I'm in Ontario, Canada. It doesn't really get that warm until, mid-June sometimes. So I think I'll have quite a while to wear that if I did make it now. All right, my second one on the list is called the Sea Blouse by Anna Tanskanen. And I am going to remind you that everything that I'm talking about today is going to be in the notes, the description below. I've also put together a bundle on Ravelry called Dream 9, and I'll link that as well down below so you can check out all of these patterns there. So this is a sport weight top, and it's knit using a US 4 or a 3.5 millimeter needle. And I really like this sweater. It has a very coastal sort of vibe to it, like a sailor sort of top. But then it also has this very beautiful textured yoke to it. So there's, I think, eyelets in it. There's also what looks like sort of a cable, but I don't think it actually is a cable because it doesn't say anything about cables in it. And yeah, it says that it is charted as well as written. So that's awesome too. And I was thinking that I would like to knit mine maybe with long sleeves because I already have this yarn that I purchased last year, I think, or maybe even the year before to make a striped sweater, which I never ended up doing. And this is the Cascades 220 fingering, and I purchased the navy and then this off-white color as well. And I have more of the off-white, so this would probably be the main color, and then the blue, navy blue would be the stripes. So I think that that would look really cool, but it is wool, and the pattern is intended for a cotton yarn. So I'm not sure. That's why I'm thinking maybe to do it with long sleeves, and then I could wear it in the spring or in the fall. But yeah, I really love that detail of that beautiful yoke. It'd be a lot of fun to knit, I think, as well, because you're doing all of that texture in the yoke. And then when that's done, then you have the striping to do too. And I think it looks really cool together. All right, my third pattern is a pattern by Isabel Kramer, and it is called Heimathafen. I probably said that wrong, so I apologize, but everything I'll be putting on the screen as well so you can see. This is another beautiful striped sweater. It's a fingering weight sweater knit on US 3 or 3.25 millimeters. And the suggested yarn for this is Emyak or Mayak Fiordilino. And I don't think I can get this one in Canada. I'm not really sure. So anyway, I decided I was looking into some other projects on here, and some people had used the Pearl Soho linen quill, which I've never used before. So I'm really interested in trying that one out. And I really like the colors dark denim and pale oats. I think that that would look really cool together. And yeah, I really like this sweater a lot. You begin using short rows to shape the back of the neck, and then the yoke is knit in the round with this fun dip stitch color work until the sleeve separation. So I'll put a picture up of a close-up of how the stripes are, because they're not just like basic stripes. They have a cute little stitch that goes up. Really cute, interesting detail. So I'd really like to make that. I really love Isabel Kramer's patterns. She has such a like cool vibe to her patterns, very relaxed sort of fit. And yeah, it looks like sort of a long sleeve t-shirt sort of fitting top that I really like, with more of an open neckline too. So yeah, I would love to make that. It looks like the perfect spring knit to make. You could wear this with white pants, or jeans again, or whatever. I think it's really, really nice. All right, number 4 is one that I've talked about before, and I'm definitely making it. I have the yarn for it and everything, and that is the Moby sweater. So I've been really wanting to cast this one on, but I'm waiting until I get further along on my husband's cabled sweater before I begin another cabled sweater. But anyway, this is a Moby sweater by Petite Knit. It's a DK weight sweater. She lists a ton of different yarns that you could use, but I decided to use Sandnesgarn Peer Gynt, and this is a color that I purchased, which is a beige gray color, and I believe it's 2650. Yeah. And yeah, I really love this beigey gray sort of color. I'm pretty sure that my coloring is a soft summer, and so in my color palette, gray is one of the colors. But every time I wear like a lighter gray, it kind of washes me out. I don't think it's actually that great for me. There's Bandit. Yeah, so I'm thinking now more of warmer sort of grays that have a bit of beige in them. I think suit me better than the light grays. So yeah, this is the one. I'm really excited to cast this one on soon. I might just do it anyway. I don't know. But I'm kind of trying to get further along on the Radmere that I'm making. We'll see. Anyway, so this Moby sweater is worked top down in a texture and cable pattern. And I think that this would be, if I started this one now and got a lot of progress done, I could still wear this one before the summer. Here, like I said, our springs are quite cool. So sometimes we have snow still in April. So yeah, I have a lot of time to wear that. Number 5 on my list is the Bodie, and this is by Elizabeth Doherty. And this is a beautiful cozy cardigan that's knit top down seamlessly with a drop shoulder construction. And it also has integrated pockets, and she says minimal shaping or minimal finishing, I mean. And yeah, I love all of the different textures on this sweater. I think it's so beautiful. There's no like cables or anything, so I think that it would be, a very fun and interesting knit to do without having to use a cable needle or anything, and gives it a lot of texture. It has a luxurious brioche shawl collar as well, which I've never done brioche before, so that would be fun to just try out on the collar. She shows in the sample that you can attach a button to it. I don't really like that look. I think I would just wear it open. She says you can knit it with a moderate amount of ease, so it's more of a fitted cardigan, or you could do it oversized, and then it would be more of a generous um, sweater coat type of thing, which I think is what I would like to knit mine like. And I love the sample that she has with the green color here, this forest green color. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So if I could find a yarn in that color, I would love to knit it with that. I was looking into, oh, I didn't tell you the needle size and everything. So this is a worsted weight sweater, and it's knit using a US 8 or a 5 millimeter needle. And she recommends the Plucky Knitter Scholar worsted, which I don't think I can get here in Canada either, but some other people have used Durham Natura Gilead, and I really like the color Forette, which is a foresty green, but I think it might be a little bit too warm for my coloring. So if I could find a little bit cooler of a forest green, I would definitely like to make it in that. And now my number 6 pattern is the honey sweater. This is a pattern by Nadine Hershey, and it is a fingering weight sweater knit using US 6 or 4 millimeter needles. I love this sweater. I love the detail, the raglan sleeves with these eyelets coming down in two V's. I think that that's really beautiful. I think I would love to make this one using Knitting for Olive Merino held with soft silk mohair in black, like in there, I think it's called licorice. I think that that would be really beautiful with the eyelets at the front as well. There is one problem with this sweater, is that it is not size inclusive at all. I think it only comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes, and yeah, the extra large is not actually it's not size inclusive at all. I think it's a bust measurement from 80 to 105 centimeters. So that's really disappointing to me, because I think it's such a beautiful pattern. So if anybody knows of another pattern that's similar to this one, what I really like is that the eyelets are in the V shape. I really like that in between the raglan sleeves. So if anybody knows of another one that is more size inclusive that they could comment down below with that, I would love that. But yeah, I do think that this is a beautiful, it's simple, but I like that detail there. So this one is knit top down. The yoke is shaped with short rows and increases. All right, so my next one is number 7, the Hope Top. And I talked about this one before in my sewing video, everything that I'd like to sew for 2025. And I wanted to knit this one to go with a pair of pants that I hope to sew this spring. And they're really cute pants with a paper bag style waist to them. And I'll put a picture up here. So I thought that this top would look really beautiful with those. I hope to sew those in a linen fabric. So I would like to make this top using Knitting for Olive's pure silk. Yeah, Knitting for Olive pure silk. And I'm looking at the color putty or powder for this one. I think that that would look really nice. And I would hope to sew the pants using a navy colored linen. And this is a fingering weight top. knit on US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needles. And it's a loose fitting V-neck top with an integrated cable along the neckline and the armholes. And I really like that look on this tank top. I think it really finishes the edges so nicely. And yeah, that's really what drew my eye to this, as well as the deep V I love. So yeah, I hope to make this one sometime soon. I think it would be a lovely summer top. I could see myself knitting one of these in a navy or maybe a black as well. I think that that would go with so many things. Number 8 on my list is the zipper jacket. This is a pattern by Petite Knit. It is an Aran weight sweater knit on US 8 or 5 millimeter needles. And I purchased my yarn for this one already, and I've already begun working on it. So I'll share that with you guys, just a little bit of what I've got going on. So I am knitting mine using tin Peer Gynt and tin silk mohair. And this is the color 1088. And then the mohair, I believe, is 1099, but it's black. It's just black. So this is like a charcoal gray, and then this is black. And I'm not doing this on purpose by using this fingering weight yarn, the tin Peer Gynt. What happened was I ordered this by accident, thinking I was ordering the Peer Gynt, and ended up, when I received it, it was a tin Peer Gynt, and I looked at my order, and yeah, I did order the tin Peer Gynt by accident, which was really silly. And yeah, so I was kind of thinking maybe I'll use it to make something else and whatever. And then I just realized, no, I can just hold this double with the mohair, and that will be good. So that's what I'm doing. It wasn't on purpose, but it is working out fine. I did do a gauge swatch for this one, and I got gauge with the recommended needle. And yeah, so holding the tin Peer Gynt double with the mohair. This is my first time using tin silk mohair. I definitely think it's not as soft as the Knitting for Olive mohair, but it's less, it costs less than the Knitting for Olive, and I just thought I'll just use both Sandnes Garn for this. Then I will show you what I've got going on so far. And so this is my first time knitting with, it's not black because it is the charcoal, but it is quite dark, and I'm loving it. I'm so excited to be working on this one. This is what I've got so far. So you begin with casting on your stitches for along the back here, and then you do short rows to shape it into this, like, I don't know what this shape is called, but to make this shape. So you're doing short rows and building up the back there, and then I'm continuing on knitting this until it reaches a certain length, and then you're going to put all of these stitches here on hold and pick up stitches to begin the left and right, what do we call it? Front yoke. And then there's going to be double knitting along the band around the collar and along the front. And then what you do is you create also a facing of knitting. And I think you put it's going to have a zipper up the front. So I think you put the zipper tape in between the front band and then the facing, and then sew it down in there, which I'm interested to do that. It also has pockets in it as well, which I think is really cool. And so yeah, I'm super excited to have this one to wear. It's not, and I'm thinking that the Peer Gynt with the tin silk mohair is really making a really nice fabric, because this is going to be more of a jacket sweater, like a sweater coat type of thing. And so it is quite rustic. It's scratchy for me, definitely on my neck. I wouldn't use this combination to make a sweater that I wanted to be like next to skin or to be really soft or anything like that. But I think it makes the perfect fabric for this kind of coat style sweater. and it's a V-neck sweater that's sort of oversized. I will definitely be wearing a shirt underneath it, and it won't be rubbing up against my neck. So I think it should be perfect. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how the charcoal and then the black mohair together is looking. So yeah, so far it's knit up super fast because it is, I think I already told you, yeah, US 8 5mm needle. So it's knitting like super quickly and super fun, easy to understand patterns so far. Yeah, so I really want to have this sweater for the spring and the fall when I'm going to be going outside and don't need a jacket or coat. I can just throw this one on with some like leggings and boots, and I think that would look really good. And number 9, now this is my last one on my list, is called the Dartmoor Sweater V-neck. This is a pattern by Cagery, and it is a bulky weight sweater knit on US 9 or 5.5mm needles. And this is knit from the top down, flat, until you've completed the V, and then it's joined in the round. It's a drop shoulder construction with an oversized fit. I really like the relaxed fit of this sweater, almost like a sweatshirt, but with a V-neck. And yeah, I love its bulky weight yarn, which will make it a very quick knit as well. And yeah, I enjoy the look of a bulky knit sweater too. I'm not sure what yarn I would choose for this because the suggested yarn is Lamana Premia, Lamana Como Grande. And it's a little bit more of a pricey yarn, so I'm not sure, I probably wouldn't use that one, but there are only about 75 projects on Ravelry, so I'm not really sure when I'm looking for an alternative yarn to that one. I'm not really sure yet with that. I think it would probably be great in this yarn, the fisherman's wool, with the soft silk mohair held together. I think that would work out really good. And I do have this fisherman's wool in the birch tweed as well that I purchased for something else. So I could do it in that, but I'm not sure that I want to. I think I want something, charcoal gray or black again. So yeah, I still have to continue looking for something to use instead of that. All right, so that's everything I have to share with you today from my Dream 9 bundle. I hope you're able to get some inspiration from some of these patterns. Hopefully some of them are new to you and you haven't seen them before. I'm currently working on putting together a spring knitting patterns bundle as well, things that I'd like to cast on for spring 2025. But my next episode will be a regular podcast episode where I'm going to update you on all of my works in progress. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, for watching today. If you haven't already, and only if you want to, please consider subscribing to my channel so you won't miss out on any future content. And until next time, happy crafting, everyone. Bye.